The CBS 47 studio is sponsored by Sanger Chevrolet Buick GMC, Fresno County's only Chevrolet Buick GMC dealer. Eyewitness News starts now.
Criminals don't want to commit a crime in a high-traffic area. That's a busy intersection. This was a crime of opportunity.
Coming up on Eyewitness News this morning, a surge in crime in a South Valley city. One man arrested, the suspected reason behind it. Plus, after the concerns of the massive flooding, what experts now say about the valley's conditions. And we have warm and dry conditions once again today. I'll tell you more in my full pinpoint weather forecast coming up.
This is Merle and Emmy Award-winning CBS 47 Eyewitness News this morning.
Good morning. I'm Catherine Phillips. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, a man was caught on surveillance video throwing rocks and causing thousands of dollars in damage to a church in Fresno, and he's yet to be found. Take a look right now. Police say it happened around 11:30 Monday night at a church on Dakota and Millbrook. The guy appears to throw several rocks, damaging windows and the doors of the church. You can even hear it for a little bit in that clip. He's then seen leaving on a bike.
It is absolutely frustrating. This is not the first time it happened, so this is the third time which happened within few years.
Now, despite all the damage, they still will be holding Easter Sunday services. If caught, the man could face felony vandalism charges. And a homicide arrest in Hanford after a deadly shooting outside of a Domino's Pizza last week. The number of homicides in Hanford so far this year already match all of last year. Our CBS 47 Juanita Adame reports on how Hanford's law enforcement is blaming Sacramento for the surge in crime.
Just 3 months into the year, the city of Hanford has had 3 homicides. Police say there has been a rise in violence within the city. Hanford police said 33-year-old Rigoberto Zavala just happened to be at the wrong place and the wrong time.
Criminals don't want to commit a crime in a high-traffic area. That's a busy intersection. This was a crime of opportunity where the victim was in a location.
Zavala was gunned down just after 10 a.m. last week outside this Domino's Pizza in Hanford.
The suspects were in the right location at the right time, and they took an opportunity to get into a confrontation with them.
Hanford Police Captain Carl Anderson said Zavala's death brings their homicide count to 3 for this year.
Last year, we had 3 homicides for the entire year. So with how many homicides we've had this year, we would be on track to have 12.
The shooting happened in a busy area and in broad daylight. Anderson said they've noticed criminals getting more brazen. They blame relaxed laws in the state.
There's no prison, jail time anymore. We arrest people and they're literally out on the street before it happens, and the district attorneys are frustrated too.
As for the actual shooter himself in this crime, there has not been an arrest made. That is still under investigation. Reporting in Hanford, Juanita Adame, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Switching gears now, here's a look at the weather forecast for our Monday morning. It's going to be pretty nice out today. I do want to show you a look from our sun-made camera at Palm and Herndon and Fresno. Clear skies for this morning. We also have temperatures in the mid-40s in most valley spots, 45 now in Fresno, 40 in Visalia, but it's still pretty chilly in other South Valley spots. Look at this, 34 in Lemoore and 37 in Porterville. We will see temperatures rise pretty nicely throughout the day. By noon, we're going to be in the 60s, 63 degrees. By 3 o'clock, 70. We're going to stick with those 70s through the dinner time hours. At 6 p.m., we're still going to expect to see those warmer temperatures. For tomorrow and on Saturday, we're going to see that warming trend really pick up. 72 for your Friday forecast. And then on Saturday, 74 degrees. I'll have more on what you can expect for the Easter weekend coming up later on in the show. Now, with these warm temperatures, some are concerned about the massive Sierra snowpack melting fast, flooding the valley floor. Our CBS 47 Jennifer Ortega talked with experts across the valley who say at this point, there's nothing to worry about.
Well, I would say that the flood risk is actually pretty low for this weekend. So I wouldn't be too concerned about the flooding yet. Yet being the key word.
Meteorologist Andy Bolenbacher at the National Weather Service in Hanford says it's going to take more than a couple of days of 80-degree weather.
Usually we need an extended period of hot weather, which would be like 95 degrees for several days for peak flows to occur from snowmelt.
Certain specific conditions need to be met in order for large-scale Sierra snowpack melt to take place.
The snowpack temperature plays a big role. The minimum temperatures at night play a big role. And of course, the daytime high temperatures play a big role. So there's a few moving parts here. But the resiliency definitely is there, at least for now.
Experts say if the temperatures at night stay at 33 degrees, the snow will remain solid. We also need a good amount of sunlight to hit the snow in a solid stretch of 90 degrees.
As we get later into the season, into May and June, we'll start getting faster snowmelt because we're getting longer days. More sunlight coming in, melting the snow.
But they say things could change in 3 to 4 weeks from now as we get later into spring. Professor Roger Bales with UC Merced says peak snowmelt tends to happen mid-May through mid-June, but it varies according to the elevation of the snowpack.
If you go up to someplace like Kgpe Lake, they may or may not be getting down to freezing at night. So the snow would be melting there faster than it would, say, higher up at Huntington Lake, where it may still be getting down below freezing at night.
And while many are looking forward to enjoying the Easter weekend with warmer weather, experts are reminding people to stay out of the rivers.
Is the flooding risk going to be really high for this weekend? No. But at the same time, if it gets like 80 to 83 degrees and you're thinking, hey, I want to cool off in a river, just know that there's going to be extremely swift currents in those rivers, and it could make going into those rivers extremely dangerous, if not deadly.
In Fresno, Jennifer Ortega, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Now, in the North Valley, with limited access to health care since the loss of their hospital, Madera County is setting up health mobile vans to help residents. Organizers say the vans can provide health assessments by providing wellness checks, glucose testing, blood pressure monitoring, vaccines, and various health screenings for STDs and HIV. The goal is to raise awareness of the mobile services.
The main goal is awareness. It's new. We're wanting to reach as many people as possible and refer them into various resources and programs available.
They're also working on providing vaccinations for the next school year. And you can get breaking news alerts with our app. Find us online at yourcentralvalley.com. It's currently 5:06 in the morning on this lovely Thursday. Still ahead on Eyewitness News this morning, something you won't suspect. Imagine an officer bunny that protects and serves. Does taking short breaks while working really help you become more attentive and efficient? We will reveal the results of a study coming up after this short break. And we do have warmer temperatures ahead of us. I'll talk more about what you can expect for the Easter weekend and my full forecast coming up. But for right now, oak, poplar, and juniper are your 4-day Boz allergy forecast, and levels are high for the next 4 days. We'll be right back.
So you're looking online now? Yeah, great condition. Oh, I hate to see her go, but I really just need the cash. Well, the price is still just $1,000, but you have to send the money now, right now. Well, that's why the price is so low. Like I said, I need cash fast. I can't wait on a check or money order. You have to send cash now.
The moment they ask for immediate cash is the moment you know something's wrong. Think before you send money. Learn more at scamawareness.org.
Expect more from the Sanger Solid Pre-Owned Sales Event from Sanger Chevrolet Buick GMC. Expect a huge inventory of cars, trucks, and SUVs, all certified Sanger Solid.
Sanger Solid.
Expect the highest value on your trade-in, and every pre-owned vehicle comes with a Sanger Solid 20-point inspection by our GM certified mechanics.
Sanger Solid.
Don't miss the Sanger Solid Pre-Owned Sales Event going on now from Sanger Chevrolet Buick GMC on Academy in downtown Sanger.
This is Sanger Solid.
When you need style, selection, and all-day comfort, stop by the SAS Shoe Store at Blackstone and Herndon. SAS shoes are for work and play, indoors and out. They fit any lifestyle, and you'll love the enhanced comfort, support, and stability in every step. SAS shoes come in slim to wide, and you'll receive a personalized fitting to ensure a perfect fit. Find style and comfort at the SAS Shoe Store at Blackstone and Herndon. Life's a journey. Wear comfortable shoes.
1,000 positions hiring. Endless opportunity. Benefit from world-class training. A 6-figure starting salary. And make a positive difference in your community. Apply now. Scan the code or visit jointhechp1000.com.
Real-time views where you live. The Valley Cam Network gives you the latest conditions live. See them on Eyewitness News or online at yourcentralvalley.com.
Now YourCentralValley.com pros who know.
For thinning hair and hair loss, discover hair regeneration at Madge Medical Clinic, the Valley's most experienced regenerative medical clinic. Call us today for an appointment.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pros who know.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by HR Mobile Services. Now, your CBS 47 pinpoint weather forecast.
Good morning, I'm Catherine Phillips. Let's take a look from our Valley camera from Fresno. Actually, this is Tulare, I believe. Let's take a look. Let's check out. Let's see what it is. Was I right? It is Tulare. Awesome. I love the Tulare outlets. We see some good clear skies right now. I've kind of forgot where we were going over here, but we're going to the South Valley. So that's what we got up deck. We can see clear skies across the area right now. We do have some cool temperatures, 45 degrees in Fresno, 40 in Hanford, 36 right now in Mariposa, 40 in Merced. So we do see some pretty mild temperatures to start the morning. We are in some spots warmer than what we were yesterday. 4 degrees warmer in Fresno, only 1 degree warmer in Lemoore, 2 degrees warmer in Merced, and 4 degrees warmer in Visalia. But we will get a lot warmer throughout the day than what we saw yesterday. Winds are pretty calm up and down the valley right now. No concerns there. Here's a look at what things are going on across the country. We do see some pretty active weather across parts of the South and the Midwest, but over here in California, things are finally calm and quiet. What a relief from where we were earlier this year. So taking a look at our pinpoint Doppler radar, we still see not too much cloud cover across the skies right now. We're going to keep pretty clear throughout the rest of the day. So Friday is going to stay pretty clear, other than a few pop-up showers that could move into some parts of Northern California. We may get the tail end of some of that system, but really this is just one model run of one part of this rain system. So this is still up for, we got to wait a little bit longer to see kind of just the impacts, what we're going to get from that. But for the most part, if we do see showers, they will be few and far between, a few passing showers, and we'll get through it together. So air quality looking good across the valley from Merced down to Sequoia National Park, so no issues there. For Fresno today, our high temperature of 71 degrees, pretty sunny skies, not too much clouds, and the wind pretty calm. So that's a relief from earlier this week, but we saw some pretty heavy winds. Our overnight low tonight, 50 degrees, so much warmer into the overnight hours. We're going to keep the clouds around, which are going to keep us a little bit warmer as we go into the night, hold on to some of that warmth with just a little bit of a breeze. For tomorrow, we're going to see some spots warmer than what we saw today, 72 in Fresno, 74 in Hanford, 73 in Lemoore, and 72 in Porterville. And then look at this, spots like Shaver Lake, 50 degrees for tomorrow, Huntington, 41 degrees for tomorrow, and Mariposa, 60 degrees for tomorrow. And then for our 7-day forecast, we do see this warming trend really pick up through the weekend. So Thursday, 71 degrees, that's today. Friday, 72 degrees. By Saturday, 74 degrees. Sunday, for Easter Sunday, 80 degrees. Monday, 81 degrees. Then Tuesday, we're going to cool down a little bit. We see 73 degrees for Tuesday, Wednesday, 66 degrees. And then those overnight lows are much more mild than what we have been seeing. 50 degrees into the overnight Friday, and we're going to keep those mid-50s into the overnight hours for a little bit longer. So nice Easter Sunday ahead of us, so hopefully people can get out, enjoy, and spend some time with their families. Now, switching gears now, taking a short break at work will not help you focus or re-energize. That's according to a new study published in the International Journal of Psychology or Physiology. Researchers tested 18 men ages 23 to 29 in a stimulated office environment with 10-minute breaks every 50 minutes. They found those breaks actually induced mental exhaustion, not the opposite. How interesting. This in turn affected participants' ability to focus and had an impact on cognitive functions as attention, learning, and visual recognition. So I guess I will just take long breaks instead. Now, outside the Yuma City Police Department, the tulips are in full bloom, the sun shines, and spring has officially sprung. Some at the station may think the Easter Bunny may have come early, but Percy or Officer Hops isn't the candy holiday rabbit you may recognize. Ashley Sharp has the story.
At the Yuba City Police Department, the tulips are in full bloom. The sun is shining. Spring has sprung. Literally.
Come here, buddy.
So much so, you might think the Easter Bunny came early. But this is no candy-toting holiday rabbit. This is Percy, or Officer Hops.
This idea came as kind of a joke, and it's really caught on.
After all, he's a bunny with a job to do.
I just love how soft he is. I think that's what I love the most.
His official title, Wellness Officer with the Yuba City Police Department, an outlet for stress for officers and staff who see a lot of bad.
Being able to hold him, pet him, and just kind of step back from that situation for a minute, regroup is vital.
A push department-wide for a focus on mental health came in 2022, and along came this therapeutic thumper. It all started when Officer Ashley Carson found him abandoned while on a call.
I started to call him, and I said, "Here, bud." And he came running up to me, and he stood on his hind legs, and I picked him up.
She took him to the animal shelter, and after a few weeks with no family found, department staffer Chelsea McCready adopted him and gave Percy not just a home, but an office.
He just hangs out in here. He kind of free roams.
Percy comes to work with Chelsea every day, even working some shifts too when she's not here.
We're seeing the long-term benefits of it already in even just a short amount of time.
A cop with hops.
He's a great little furry friend.
A bunny that doesn't come once a year.
I go in and see him every chance I get.
But daily to do an important job.
Well, it's currently 5:15. Still to come on Eyewitness News, the world's richest person, who's not me, who has taken off Elon Musk from his throne, and an update on the annual Forbes list. And a natural remedy that can keep you calm while you commute. The details of it sent after the break, so stay with us.
Eyewitness News brings you an Eye on Ag. Join Anthony Bailey for the latest in ag innovations and insight from our prominent local partners. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Eyewitness News. Or watch the stories online now at yourcentralvalley.com.
My path to addiction had no rock bottom. I mean, it took alcohol poisoning, cardiac arrest, and a scary trip to the hospital for me to realize that I didn't want this for myself. I didn't want it for my family. It was actually my sister who found First Steps. She knew I needed support that wasn't judgmental. I needed compassion, understanding, and that's what she found here for me.
Recovery starts here. First Steps clinical experts offer the healing you deserve. Call First Steps or visit us online today.
If you're planning on going solar for your ag operation, recent changes by the CPUC will have a dramatic effect on your ROI timeframe. The recent vote on NIM 3 will soon devalue credits sent to the grid by 70%. But you can be grandfathered into NIM 2's savings if you act soon. Contact Picket Solar now to beat the April deadline for having your new system underway. The utilities are trying to take your savings. Call Picket Solar now to beat them at their game.
Now, an Eye on Ag Minute on CBS 47.
I'm Derek Strain. My family grows pistachios right here in California. You've probably heard how healthy pistachios are for you, but did you know that they're also good for California? Pistachio orchards are sustainably grown on more than 500,000 acres in California alone. That makes California the largest producer of pistachios in the world. And because they're so darn healthy, they're in demand. About 70% of what we grow is exported around the world. This little nut generates the equivalence of about 55,000 full-time jobs a year for Californians. In fact, pistachio farming contributes more than $6 billion a year to California's economy in jobs and spending. So yeah, pistachios are really good for you, but they're also good for California. Thank you for your support.
This Eye on Ag Minute has been provided by American Pistachio Growers. More Eye on Ag at yourcentralvalley.com.
A person's race should never determine their health outcomes, and pregnancy and childbirth should be safe for all. At Black Wellness and Prosperity Center, we believe doula care is a solution for healthy moms and healthy babies. Learn how the Black Doula Network trains doulas to help pregnant women receive the consistent and specific care that they deserve, ensuring that all women have equitable access to respectful health care before, during, and after pregnancy. For more information, visit blackwpc.org today. That is blackwpc.org.
Slice fresh sandwiches, poured of subs.
This is CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Walmart says it expects about 2/3 of its stores to be serviced by automation by the end of 2026. The retail giant says it plans to move roughly 55% of packages processed through its fulfillment centers to automated facilities. Walmart hopes the changes will lead to less physical labor for its workers, reducing costs. The announcement comes after the company revealed plans to lay off more than 2,000 warehouse workers. And researchers in the UK found that the scent of peppermint oil can reduce negative feelings like stress and aggression in drivers. They believe this is due to the essential oil's antidepressant and anti-anxiety effects on the brain. During the study, drivers who were not exposed to peppermint oil were 17% more aggressive. Now, U.S. stocks mostly fell Wednesday on fears of a weakening economy. Shanine Cole has this morning's Money Watch.
FedEx says it is consolidating its separate delivery companies, including FedEx Express and FedEx Ground, into one organization. The move is part of a company-wide effort to cut costs and better compete with UPS and Amazon. The new structure is set to be fully implemented by next year, with a long-term goal to permanently save $4 billion by fiscal year 2025. Elon Musk has been replaced by LVMH co-founder Bernard Arnault as the world's richest person. This after Arnault's fortune surpassed $200 billion. Musk, who bought Twitter last year, dropped to number 2 on Forbes' annual list with a net worth of $180 billion. Amazon's Jeff Bezos came in third with $114 billion, and Bill Gates and Warren Buffett rounded out the top 5. And the tech world is mourning the loss of Cash App founder Bob Lee. The 43-year-old was stabbed multiple times in downtown San Francisco early Tuesday and was rushed to a hospital where he died. Police are still investigating and looking for a suspect. In 2021, Lee joined MobileCoin, a cryptocurrency and digital payment startup, as its chief product officer. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Now, more young people are saving for their retirement early. According to a new report by investment management group Vanguard, more millennials and Gen Z workers are adding to their retirement now compared to those in 2006. This surge follows the rise of automatic enrollment into 401k plans and target date funds that help people take more risk towards their savings when they're younger rather than older. It's currently 5:21. A former Fresno State baseball player is back with the Grizzlies. Andrew Martin is next in Sports Central.
Double tostadas. Download the app for points on every order.
It's almost Black Maternal Health Week, a national week dedicated to centering Black women and their babies, who experience the highest rates of preterm birth and mortality. At Black Wellness and Prosperity Center, we believe that doula care is a solution for healthy moms and healthy babies. That's why we launched the Black Doula Network. Apply to train and become a Black doula today at blackwpc.org. That is blackwpc.org.
25 years ago, one extraordinary show danced its way into history. Riverdance. Now it's time for the next step. Experience the breathtaking phenomenon, Riverdance, the 25th anniversary show.
April 25th at the Soroyan Theater. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
My asthma felt anything but normal. It was time for a new normal with Nucala.
Nucala is a once-monthly add-on treatment for severe eosinophilic asthma that can mean less oral steroids, not for sudden breathing problems. Allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Infections that can cause shingles have occurred. Don't stop steroids unless told by your doctor. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. May cause headache, injection site reactions, back pain, and fatigue.
Ask your asthma specialist about a new normal with Nucala.
Got your eye on something sweet? Maybe a cupcake will help. Made fresh every day, small cakes are larger than your average cupcake and come in a variety of unique and delicious flavors. Treat yourself to small cakes next to Five Guys in River Park.
Shake it up, that's salt and pepper. And this beat will last forever. Shake it up, shake it up.
Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
Good morning, everyone. Brook Lopez is an NBA champion. He's been an all-star. There's a chance he could be this year's NBA Defensive Player of the Year. Yesterday, he helped the Bucks lock up the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Milwaukee hosting Chicago in the third-to-last game of the regular season. No Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Chris Middleton got hurt in this one. But the Bucks still had 3 players score at least 20 points, one of whom was Lopez. The ex-San Joaquin Memorial standout had 26 points and 7 rebounds. The Bucks used a 15-0 run in the third quarter. They win 105-92. Afterwards, Brook Lopez said this about clinching the #1 seed in the East. Quote, "It's definitely a great achievement. It's cool because we've had a lot of different lineups throughout the year, and regardless of who we put out on the floor, our guys have come out with the right mindset and have been going out there to succeed." So the Bucks are the #1 seed. The Fresno Grizzlies have yet to play game #1. That changes today. The Grizzlies begin the year in San Jose. Yesterday, they held a workout at Chuck Chansey Park. There are 8 returning players on this year's roster, including E.J. Andrews Jr. He's an ex-Fresno State Bulldog. He hit .231 a year ago for the Grizzlies with 4 home runs.
A better opportunity for me just with more playing time and stuff like that, but it's also it's nice to know that they kind of want me to be a leader of this team. They put me with the Fresno group in spring training and everything like that, so I really got to know these guys. It's a really good clubhouse, really good group of guys here.
He's repeating, but I don't look at it as so much repeating because it wasn't an everyday role last year. He's going to get more playing time, and I'm rooting for him. And you know what? He's a Bulldog, so why wouldn't you root for him?
Again, the Grizzlies begin the season today in San Jose. Their home opener is next Tuesday against Stockton. Championship game of the annual Fresno Easter Classic last night, Bullard against Redwood, with the game being played at Clovis East. The Knights waste no time putting the ball in play. Trevor Wilson with a single here. Redwood at the plate now, Joey Volchko, chopper to the left side. Great play by the third baseman. The first baseman, though, the ump says he's off the bag, so the runner is safe. Bottom 2 now. More offense from the Knights. They win 5-3. They win the 53rd Fresno Easter Classic. And finally, a reminder that the Masters begins today. It's the year's first major. Clovis East grad Bryson DeChambeau tees off at 8:30 a.m. our time. He's making his 7th appearance at the Masters. His best finish was a tie for 21st place back in 2016. Giants lose to the White Sox 7-3. Dodgers were off. And Fresno native Ethan Quinn has been named the SEC Freshman of the Week in tennis for the 3rd time this season. That's your look at sports. Have a great day, everyone.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Valley Caregiver Resource Center is introducing A Matter of Balance, an 8-session class designed to reduce the fear of falling and increase activity levels of older adults who have concerns about losing balance and the injuries that follow. A Matter of Balance promotes exercise to increase strength and balance and eliminates fall risk factors. Learn how to stop, look, and listen to your surroundings and improve flexibility, balance, and strength. Call Valley Caregivers at 224-9154.
We mark every inch they grow and watch them outgrow, well, everything. But there's something else that can grow that we don't see. It's what doctors call toxic stress. It's how a child's body responds to difficult experiences, from harsh language to a painful loss. But there are steps parents can take to help. Learn 4 things you can do to overcome toxic stress at first5california.com.
If you're planning on going solar for your ag operation, recent changes by the CPUC will have a dramatic effect on your ROI timeframe. The recent vote on NIM 3 will soon devalue credits sent to the grid by 70%. But you can be grandfathered into NIM 2 savings if you act soon. Contact Pickett Solar now to beat the April deadline for having your new system underway. The utilities are trying to take your savings. Call Pickett Solar now to beat them at their game.
A doula is a non-clinical trained healthcare professional who supports pregnant persons and their families before, during, after, and between pregnancies. Doulas use their specialized training and skills to involve you in decisions about your care, and their support and undivided attention help you experience a happier and healthier pregnancy journey. The Black Doula Network was created to meet the specific needs of marginalized communities with an unapologetic focus on the unmet needs of Black women. Learn more about the Black Doula Network at blackwpc.org today. That's blackwpc.org.
The latest conditions live. The CBS 47 Valley Cam Network on Eyewitness News. Eyewitness News starts now.
Coming up on Eyewitness News this morning, lawmakers hard at work trying to figure out how to respond to the homeless crisis here in California.
I never thought anything like this could happen in America. Our justice system has become lawless.
And the latest into the Trump investigation and what this means for the future of his campaign. We also have a warmer and dry day ahead of us. I'll have the latest on what you can expect for today, as well as your Easter forecast coming up.
This is Murrow and Emmy Award-winning CBS 47 Eyewitness News this morning.
Good morning. I'm Catherine Phillips. Thank you so much for waking up with us this morning. Now, there's a historic high-level meeting that took place on Wednesday between the U.S. and Taiwan. The president of Taiwan met with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy on U.S. soil, making a significant step in the U.S.-Taiwan relationship. But the meeting is already drawing blowback from China. Our Washington correspondent Anna Wernicke is in Washington with more. Good morning, Anna.
Good morning. Well, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy hosted the president of Taiwan in California on Wednesday, really trying to emphasize U.S. support for the island. But China reacted to the meeting, saying they were upset by it and says they plan to retaliate.
Standing side by side at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in California on Wednesday, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and the president of Taiwan say the U.S.-Taiwan relationship has never been stronger.
We take our support for the people of Taiwan seriously.
The president of Taiwan thanked McCarthy and warned their democracy is under threat as Chinese leaders see the island as their own.
We once again find ourselves in a world where democracy is under threat. And the urgency of keeping the beacon of freedom shining cannot be understated.
The U.S. acknowledges a one-China policy in which the U.S. recognizes, without endorsing, China's position that Taiwan is part of China. But lawmakers at the meeting say they're worried about the possibility of China invading Taiwan.
We do not want war. We don't want a Cold War. We don't want a hot war. We don't want any hostilities whatsoever.
China criticized the meeting, with a government spokesperson saying it undermines China's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
We have conveyed directly to the Chinese at high levels that escalation is uncalled for.
But the Biden administration was quick to clarify the meeting is not a violation of the one China policy, and Beijing should not overreact.
Beijing should not use the transit as an excuse to take any actions to ratchet up tensions.
McCarthy also reiterated that the meeting was not meant to escalate tensions with China, and he says there's no need for retaliation. For now, live in Washington, I'm Anna Wernicke. Back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Anna. And sadly, the first night of Passover yesterday is renewing fears of anti-Semitism. The Biden White House is planning to release a national strategy to counter anti-Semitism, a move that would lay out the groundwork for removing all forms of hate. In 2021, an FBI report showed Jews were a target of more than half of all religiously motivated crimes. Jewish leaders are praising President Biden's efforts.
He is with them that we will condemn anti-Semitism every step of the way. No one should ever feel unsafe to practice their religion and to express their identity.
Now, the president says he will consult with more than 1,000 people in the coming months to find out ways to stamp out anti-Jewish crimes. Now, I do want to switch gears and look over at weather. Here's a check of the forecast on your Monday morning. Here is a look right now from Fresno, from our Palm and Herndon Valley camera. See some action on the roads this morning, but it's still pretty quiet out. Clear skies are ahead of us. We also see temperatures in the low to mid 40s in most valley spots. 45 right now in Fresno, 40 in Hanford, 34 in Lemoore, and a chilly 37 in Porterville. So over the next 24 hours, we are going to see much more mild, nice, and warm temperatures, dare I say. At noon, 63 degrees, and then by 3 o'clock, we're going to be in the 70s. We're going to hold on to those 70s through the dinner time hours. We do have warmer days even ahead of us, even warmer. Friday, 72 degrees, Saturday, 74 degrees, and that is just when the warming trend is really about to pick up. I'll tell you more about what you can expect for the Easter weekend coming up after the break. Now, former Vice President Mike Pence could testify before a grand jury within weeks as part of the Justice Department's investigation into efforts by former President Trump and his allies to overturn the 2020 election. Jared Hill reports.
CBS News has learned former Vice President Mike Pence will not fight a judge's order to testify before a federal grand jury about former President Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election.
This is an earthquake and not a small earthquake.
Pence's testimony could offer investigators a first-hand account of whether he was pressured by Trump and what role the former president played, if any, on January 6th.
When the mobs were attacking the Capitol, trying to stop the election, what did the president tell Vice President Pence, if anything, before, during, after?
An appeals court ruled that a number of other Trump officials will also have to testify. That includes his former chief of staff, Mark Meadows. The development came just one day after the 45th president pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records. It's a separate case brought by Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg.
I never thought anything like this could happen in America. Our justice system has become lawless.
With the legal probes mounting, Wednesday, Trump called on congressional Republicans to defund the Department of Justice and the FBI.
I think it's a bad idea. As frustrated as he has the right to be about some things the FBI has done.
Trump, who is seeking the 2024 Republican presidential nomination, says his campaign has raised $10 million since his indictment. His lawyers say they'll mount an aggressive effort to have charges in that hush money probe dismissed. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Now switching gears here, a man with a hatchet kills 4 children and injures at least 5 others in Brazil. Authorities say the assailant jumped over the daycare center's wall Wednesday to get inside. The suspect did turn himself in at the police station. He did not appear to have any connection with the school. Police are searching for a motive, and the matter remains under investigation. Now, the White House is slamming Republican state leaders for rolling back gun regulations in their states. This week, Florida became the 26th state to adopt a permitless carry bill. The law allows citizens to carry a concealed or loaded weapon without a permit or training. 24 other states, including Tennessee, are also under scrutiny for passing similar measures. Meanwhile, Republicans say Democrats are overreacting.
Just allow for people to not have to submit paperwork to carry concealed throughout the state. There's still statutory areas where permit holders like myself cannot carry.
Now, state officials say Florida's new gun law goes into effect July 1st. And around the state lawmakers hard at work at the state capitol trying to figure out how to address and respond to the homeless crisis plaguing the state. An estimated 115,000 people go without shelter on any given night in the state of California. The State Association of Counties, also known as CSAC, recently released their homelessness plan known as At Home, which stands for Accountability, Transparency, Housing Outreach, Mitigation, and Economic Opportunity. Included in the proposal is a call for the state to provide ongoing funding as opposed to one-time spending for investments into things like housing and emergency response resources.
We will not successfully address homelessness unless there are very clear roles and responsibilities for the state, for counties, and for cities. And that is not in place today.
No official word from the governor on the at-home plan, but Newsom has long maintained that the state plays an important role on homelessness. It can only do so much help, though, without help from local governments. And around the state, in Irvine, prosecutors say they spotted a doctor on a hidden surveillance camera pouring a caustic liquid into her husband's drinks. Prosecutors say the husband placed the cameras after he began experiencing unexplained symptoms like a sore throat. Dr. Yu was initially arrested last year but not charged. Now she's charged with 3 felony counts of poisoning and 1 count of domestic battery.
We believe they made the right call. We believe by having not only the 3 counts of poisoning themselves, but also recognizing that it's an act of domestic violence.
However, the attorney for the wife, Scott Simmons, suggests that the husband misrepresented what happened. In a statement, he said, if you thought you were being poisoned, would you go to a divorce attorney before going to the hospital or police? Now, currently 5:39 this morning, still ahead. Eyewitness News this morning. An animal rescue shelter used technology to fight against animal abandonment. And a golden retriever mix puppy abandoned on the side of the road. We have those stories after the break. And we do have a look at your 4-day Boz allergy forecast. Your top pollens are oak, poplar, and juniper, and levels are in the medium-high range for the rest of the week.
All around us, events unfolding. Start your day with breaking news from the break of dawn to prepare you for the day ahead. Investigative journalism, pinpoint weather on Eyewitness News this morning.
I was not confident in my teeth at all before I had braces. I had gaps in my teeth were uneven. Dr. Tom and his team definitely made us feel very comfortable. They did treat me like family. They did treat us like family. I was comfortable to ask them any questions about my teeth, and they would give me an honest answer, and I really appreciated that. I was surprised just of how quick it was. Fast Dental Fresno made it super easy, and in as little as 4 months, I had my dream smile. I would absolutely recommend it.
We all want the best for our planet, but sorting food waste at home can be confusing. Mid-Valley Disposal is here to help our communities with the recent changes to green waste disposal. Our state-of-the-art composting facility combines food scraps and green waste into nutrient-rich compost. That keeps food waste out of landfills, an important step in contributing to a cleaner and healthier Central Valley. We promise to do our part as you continue to do yours. Learn more at midvalleydisposal.com.
Skyrocketing energy bills are squeezing everybody's budget, and the cost of buying solar can be out of reach.
Let SunSource Solar help you with an affordable energy solution.
You can cut your power bill 30 to 50% with no cost out of pocket. Even if your credit isn't great, we can still help. SunSource can also install an affordable new roof. When our team is in your neighborhood, know that they can find the right solar solution for you.
SunSource Solar provides affordable energy for families from Merced to Porterville.
Generate your own power with SunSource Solar.
People are always like, what's RETA short for? Mother Teresa. I'm a papertarian. It's like being a vegetarian, only I don't chew paper. I choose paper because it's made from a renewable resource, which means it's the smart choice for the environment. And I should know. I used to do science. How many times I gotta tell you?
I emptied it.
Empty, flatten, then recycle. I cannot with these interns.
I need this job.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, Khloe Kardashian is always game for a good time.
I got inspired by all those model walks.
Then a powerhouse performance by The War and Tree.
Today at 3, only on CBS 47. CBS 47 is on your side. Contact us for Eyewitness News Investigates. Now, your CBS 47 pinpoint weather forecast.
Good morning. I'm Catherine Phillips. We do have a look at your forecast for your Thursday morning. I do want to start with a look from our Valley camera at the Tulare outlets. We have clear skies ahead of us right now for this morning. Still chilly outside in most spots, but over here, not too much cloud, and you can see not too much wind either. Just a nice little light breeze to get your morning started. So temperatures right now, 45 in Fresno, 40 in Merced, 35 in Mariposa. Pretty chilly in some South Valley spots. 34 in Lemoore, 40 in Hanford, and 37 in Visalia. So Fresno, a little bit warmer this morning than what we saw yesterday. 4 degrees warmer to be exact. 4 degrees warmer in Visalia and Hanford, and just a few degrees warmer in Merced for the time being. Here's a look at our winds. Much calmer than what we had been seeing earlier this week. Calm winds in Shaver Lake, calm winds in Fresno, and calm winds up in Merced. So here's a look at what we're looking at across the country. So in our area, we are clear, but you can see there's some pretty substantial storms elsewhere. We do have that high pressure system still off the coast of California, keeping us clear and dry for the time being. Here's your pinpoint Doppler radar right now. You can see that we are still having cleared skies, not too much cloud cover, but over the rest of the day and through Friday, we're going to see a little bit more clouds come into play, but we're going to stay pretty dry. I know there is some rain in the forecast here moving through, but most of this storm system is really in Northern California. So if anything, these North Valley spots, some of these mountain communities, they might see the tail end of that. They might see a few sprinkles and showers moving through, If so, it's going to be much lighter than any of the rain that we had been seeing when we had our large storms come through the valley. And if we do get any rain, there are going to be minimal impacts, and we'll get through it all together. So don't worry too much about that. It should not be anything to cancel plans over. Air quality good across the valley, so that's nice not to have to worry about that. For today in Fresno, our high temperatures in the 70s. How good is that to say? 71 degrees, sunny skies, and just a slight breeze or so throughout the day. The overnight low, we're in the 50s, 50 degrees, cloudy. It's going to keep us a little bit warmer into the overnight hours, and the wind 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow, highs are warmer in some spots, 72 for Fresno, 73 for Lemoore, and 74 for Hanford. Spots like Oakhurst, 64, and Shaver Lake, 50 degrees into the overnight hours. For our 70 forecast, we do see that warming trend, so come Easter Sunday, 80 degrees, and many valley spots. Monday, 81 degrees. We see these overnight lows in the upper 40s and 50s for the time being, so that's good. Not getting as cold into the nighttime. After Monday, we do see a little bit of a cooling down trend. 73 on Tuesday, 66 on Wednesday. We do not expect those temperatures to get too much cooler than that. It's now April, though, but we will start to feel it from going from 81 to 66. It's definitely going to feel a little bit cooler, but for the most part, we have nice warm temperatures ahead of us for the time being, so that is something to look forward to for the weekend. Now, authorities in Santa Cruz are trying to determine how a 4-month-old puppy wound up stuffed in a trash bag abandoned on the side of the road. A passing driver spotted the dog on Highway 1 last month. Investigators say the golden retriever mix was severely injured and underweight. They say there were signs of animal neglect and abuse. However, the dog is now recovering at a veterinary hospital. Now, abandoned one pup after another. The latest cases of dogs being left on busy roads and in dangerous situations. Nicole Comstock in Juropo Valley, where she talked to the founder of a local animal rescue who's using security cameras to fight back against animal dumpers.
Come here, honey.
From the ridiculous grin on this Rottweiler's face, you'd never be able to tell this sweet girl named Pebbles was abandoned just a few days ago, released from a car and dumped along the side of the road here in Juropo Valley, where she wandered onto a commercial business lot.
She's a sweetheart. That's why I just can't imagine why somebody would dump her. I mean, she could find a home so easily.
Unfortunately, this is nothing new for David Loop. These are just some of the other dogs that people have dumped at his property over the years, where he also runs a nonprofit animal rescue named Sierra Pacific Fur Babies. Here's another video of a different person dumping a puppy here a couple of weeks ago.
Come on, baby. Come on. What happened?
Though she bears a striking resemblance to the Rottweiler that was dumped days later with signs of a mommy tummy, it's unclear if the same people dumped both dogs.
I can't even fathom how somebody could let a puppy out on the side of a busy street and just drive off.
I just think it's super mean how people just leave them here.
Even his 8-year-old grandson knows that.
And all of them are like really good dogs.
Riverside County Animal Control and the Sheriff's Department are now investigating and say that dumping animals is a misdemeanor crime. In the meantime, Pebbles is now an honorary construction worker at the electrical and traffic light company that David's father founded.
We're gonna go take our little happy nappy now.
And Delilah was adopted by one of the employees. David is completely fed up with this. That's why he's installed security cameras all over his property, hoping to catch the people that continue to do this.
Dumping animals is not the answer, and it's too dangerous for them.
I just can't imagine what those dogs have gone through. Well, it's now 5:47 in the morning. The correlation between air pollution and different kinds of mental illnesses. And a good reason why you should pass on some iconic Easter treats this weekend. We'll see what that's about after the break.
Brian Dorman and Catherine Herr, award-winning investigative journalists, with Chief Meteorologist Lauren Wallace, the Emmy and Murrow Award-winning CBS 47 Eyewitness News team.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily Jardiance. At each day start, as time went on, it was easy to see. I'm lowering my A1C.
Jardiance works 24/7 in your body to flush out some sugar. And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too. Jardiance may cause serious side effects including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with the sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with the big story to tell.
Asthma isn't pretty. It's the moment when you realize that a good day is about to become a bad one. But then I remembered that the world is so much bigger than that with Trelegy, because 1 dose a day helps keep my asthma symptoms under control. And with 3 medicines and 1 inhaler, Trelegy helps improve lung function so I can breathe easier for a full 24 hours.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Trelegy contains a medicine that increases risk of hospitalizations and death from asthma problems when used alone. When this medicine is used with an inhaled corticosteroid, like in Trelegy, there is not a significant increased risk of these events. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase risk of thrush and infections. Get emergency care for serious allergic reactions. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for asthma, because breathing should be beautiful.
Got your eye on something sweet? Maybe a cupcake will help. Made fresh every day, small cakes are larger than your average cupcake and come in a variety of unique and delicious flavors. Treat yourself to small cakes next to Five Guys in River Park.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by Serpro of Clovis, Visalia, Fresno, and Shaver. This is CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Well, a pandemic-era law that helped uninsured Americans get health care coverage has come to an end. Starting this week, millions of Americans are at risk of losing their Medicaid coverage. During the pandemic, states were prohibited from kicking people off the low-income health insurance program. But after a 3-year pause, those rules have been lifted. Experts say this process could affect those who are still eligible.
Many people will be disenrolled even though they remain eligible simply because they face administrative barriers with completing the renewal process. Maybe they don't get the notice in the mail. Maybe they get it, but it's not in a language they understand.
Now, each state will have a slightly different process, but in general, they will want updates on things like income, address, and number of dependents. Healthcare advocates say it's critical to reach out to your local Medicaid office. And if you're looking for some Easter candy this year, you might want to pass on Peeps. Consumer Report says multiple colors of Peeps could cause cancer. The consumer advocacy group is flagging 9 different Peeps and other candies made by Just Born. They have an artificial coloring called red dye number 3, which is a known carcinogen. The dye was banned in cosmetics in 1990, but is still allowed in certain foods. Consumer Reports is calling on the FDA to ban it completely in food items. Now, how a common sleep problem can affect cognitive decline and more potential health problems from air pollution. Nicole D'Antonio has some of the day's top health stories.
Exposure to air pollution may increase the risk of developing dementia. That's according to a new analysis of dozens of studies from Harvard's T.H. Chan School of Public Health. Researchers say these results can be used by organizations like the EPA, which is currently considering stronger limits on exposure to fine particulate air pollutants. Another study links air pollution to lower antibody responses to COVID-19 vaccines. Research and environmental health perspectives found being exposed to higher levels of air pollution was associated with a 5 to 10% decrease in vaccine antibody responses among people who had not been affected with COVID-19. And a group of international researchers have shown for the first time that in middle-aged men, sleep apnea can cause early cognitive decline. The cognitive deficits were seen even if patients were otherwise healthy and not obese. It's believed that a majority of people with sleep apnea do not know they have it. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Washington.
Well, it is now 5:53. 2 major wrestling divisions come together. The details on its merger coming up.
A person's race should never determine their health outcomes, and pregnancy and childbirth should be safe for all. At Black Wellness and Prosperity Center, we believe doula care is a solution for healthy moms and healthy babies. Learn how the Black Doula Network trains doulas to help pregnant women receive the consistent and specific care that they deserve. ensuring that all women have equitable access to respectful health care before, during, and after pregnancy. For more information, visit blackwpc.org today. That is blackwpc.org.
Your heart is the beat of life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto, a medicine specifically designed for heart failure. Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, you can keep on doing what you love. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. Entrust your heart to Entresto.
Got a plumbing leak or high water bill? Contact American Leak Detection, the industry leader in non-invasive, accurate leak detection and plumbing repair services. Our extensive knowledge and specialized equipment mean we'll find your leaks and fix them quickly. If you have plumbing problems, we're on it. From residential plumbing repipes to main water line repairs, even water heater replacements. When your insurance company asks you to call a plumber, American Leak Detection is your one-stop shop. Set up your leak detection, inspection, or plumbing repair today.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by Tom Diaz at LPL Financial.
Some of us that his dad kept the gun in his closet.
This is CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Well, a grumpy green ogre could be returning to the big screens. DreamWorks is reportedly working on a return of the household favorite, the Shrek movie.
Oh, Lord. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the shit.
In an interview with Variety, DreamWorks creative partner broke the news saying DreamWorks anticipates the cast returning for what would be Shrek 5. No deals have officially been made. Shrek was a massive box office success for DreamWorks. It brought in more than $484 million worldwide. And a new animated movie is taking flight this Christmas, and the head of the UFC discusses the recent merger with the WWE. Michael George has today's Eye on Entertainment from New York.
Let's fly.
A Family of Ducks is coming to theaters near you this holiday season. The animation company Illumination has unveiled the trailer for Migration, about a feathered family trying to convince dad to go on the vacation of a lifetime. The original screenplay is by Mike White, behind HBO's hit show White Lotus. The president of UFC says the recently announced merger with World Wrestling Entertainment will help create more professional wrestling fans.
Loyalty, unity, and whatever you want to call it, you can build these powerhouse brands and this massive business.
The nearly $21.5 billion deal was announced this week.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Boom Talk today.
And the new film, How to Blow Up a Pipeline, tells the story of a group of climate activists set on taking down an oil pipeline in West Texas. It's adapted from a book of the same name and encouraged the cast to think about their own environmental activism.
I think because of Congress's failure to do anything about this, it has definitely made me think about what little we can do, but maybe not so little as like a group of 8 people like in this movie can do to help.
The movie hits theaters this Friday. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Well, almost 6 o'clock, currently 5:58 in the morning. A manhunt for the vandal causing thousands to an Armenian church. We have the story coming up for you at 6.
Today, buying drugs is as easy as sending a text. Parents,
Please talk to your kids about the dangers of fentanyl-laced drugs before it's too late.
We've seen a wet winter season this year. Along with green grass and spring flowers, allergies may start earlier, and COVID, flu, and other viruses are still very active. Buzz Allergy knows coughing, wheezing, and headaches due to allergies and asthma can mimic virus symptoms. Take away the guesswork and get proper diagnosis and early treatment from our Valley locations before allergy symptoms arrive. Stay safe and stay healthy. Contact Buzz Allergy today and breathe easier.
You are what you litter. Coffee cups, cigarette butts, food wrappers, soda cans. Litterheads are a major problem. But we all have a choice. Don't be a litterhead. One vision, one mission, one Fresno.
Together, we can beautify Fresno. Find out how at beautifyfresno.org.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. Let's go! It's time to spring into adventure. Experience everything that awaits this season in a new Toyota. Get low 3.99% APR financing on the stylish, fuel-efficient Camry. Or lease a Camry for just $379 a month.
Grab the keys, come on, let's go.
Toyota, let's go places.
It's almost Black Maternal Health Week, a national week dedicated to centering Black women and their babies, who experience the highest rates of preterm birth and mortality. At Black Wellness and Prosperity Center, we believe that doula care is a solution for healthy moms and healthy babies. That's why we launched the Black Doula Network. Apply to train and become a Black doula today at blackwpc.org. That is blackwpc.org.
This week on Eyewitness News. The CBS 47 studio is sponsored by Sanger Chevrolet Buick GMC, Fresno County's only Chevrolet Buick GMC dealer. Eyewitness News starts now.
Criminals don't want to commit a crime in a high-traffic area. That's a busy intersection. This was a crime of opportunity.
Coming up on Eyewitness News this morning, a surge in crime in a South Valley city. One man arrested, the suspected reason behind it. Plus, after the concerns of the massive flooding, what experts now say is on the valley's conditions. We also have some warmer conditions for today, and we're going to stay dry throughout the rest of the weekend. I'll give you a look at your pinpoint weather forecast coming up.
This is Merle and Emmy Award-winning CBS 47 Eyewitness News this morning.
Well, good morning. I'm Catherine Phillips. Thank you so much for waking up with us and joining us this morning. Well, the search is on for the man responsible for thousands of dollars in glass damage